Okay, hello, I'm Dusica. I know it's a tough one, so everybody, you can call me Duška. I'm from Infostud from Serbia, and before I try to give you an answer to a question you all can see on the screen, I would like to tell you a short story about Infostud and when and why we asked ourselves the same question. In 2013, we switched to decentralized group of businesses, and that basically meant that all our businesses are separate, independent identity with its own finances, teams, management, structure, and everything one business needs. That's a decentralization allow us to grow faster and to innovate faster. Fast forward 7-8 years, we had a dozen of businesses in 3 different business models, and we were still growing, but not that fast and big as in previous year, and we had to ask ourselves why. The answer was because of our HQ that didn't follow the growth that we did see in our businesses, because our focus was growing the business, not the HQ. So we identified 2 main mistakes that we made. The first one was that we didn't know what is the role of our HQ, and why are we having that HQ in the first place. And with all of those businesses, we wanted to give them the equal care and support, and we failed there as well because they didn't need the equal support because they were in the different growing phase. So in my today's presentation, I will tell you how we overcome or still overcoming those obstacles and challenges, and I will talk actually about corporate strategy, how it differs in comparison to business strategy, what are the parts of that corporate strategy, and a little bit deeper about parenting strategy as a part of the corporate strategy. Well, we have, first step for us was to learn more what is the corporate strategy in the first place and how we can use that in order to define a role for our HQ. Corporate strategy, it's a bit wider than a business strategy because it deals with the entire portfolio of the company's activities, opposite to the business strategy that refers to individual business activity of a business in a particular market with particular competitors within that market. And corporate strategy helps you to find an answer. How can you succeed in making a total business portfolio more successful than some of its individual part? And business strategy helps you to find an answer to a question: how can you outperform competitors in market you are in? Having that in mind, we had to dive deeper in the corporate strategy, because we found out that the corporate strategy is the one we are seeking in order to define the role for our so we had to learn more obviously about the corporate strategy. In the highest level of the corporate strategy, we had to define corporate mission and vision. And in order to translate those corporate mission and vision, we had to develop corporate portfolio strategy and corporate growth strategy. Corporate portfolio strategy is actually the center part of the corporate strategy, because it gives you answer to what is your target portfolio, how you can get to that portfolio, why are you the best business owner of that portfolio, and what are the roles of each business within the portfolio they should play in order to get to achieve goals you set for your company. And with the corporate growth strategy, you set a path for growth for each business within the portfolio. In order to be further implemented within your company, corporate strategy has the third layer, where we have parenting strategy, resource allocation strategy, and finally financial strategy. Parenting strategy is actually the one we put our most focus on, because parenting strategy defines a role of you as a corporate parent in achieving your corporate mission and vision on the highest level. And resource allocation strategy helps you to define how you as a parent can use corporate capabilities in achieving those mission and vision. Resource allocation strategy, actually corporate resources are not just only capital that you can use to invest or to innovate or for marketing or stuff like that. Rather, it's your human resources within the HQ, and as well as management attention that is needed maybe in each company you have. And the last, financial strategy, actually gives an answer how you will create a value as a corporate parent. So we had to start from the beginning to redefine our mission and vision first, then to define what businesses should we have and why, how we want them to grow further, and how we as a parent with our capabilities can support that growth. And that's why we saw a parenting strategy as the most valuable one within the corporate strategy, because we defined that we as a corporate parent want to achieve parental advantage. A parental advantage we define as our ability to be the best possible parent to our portfolio and to create even more value than any other competitor in the market if they would be the business owners of our portfolio. And that's why we emphasize the importance of the parenting strategy. Next step for us was to choose one of the parenting strategies that there are. And there are 5 corporate capabilities that influence which parenting strategy you should choose. First of all, financial advantage that you can give to your businesses within the portfolio. Second is strategic development, actually how you as a parent want to influence the strategic path and growth for your business. The second is how businesses use your corporate functions and resources, how you as a parent want to be involved in day-to-day business. And the last one is synergy, if you have maybe complementary businesses within the portfolio, and if you can make that synergy going on between them. On the top left, we have hands-off owner. Here you as a parent are not that involved with the day-to-day business. You are here just to provide financial advantage and to set financial goals at the highest level. And on the top right, we have hands-on manager. This is the most active parenting strategy because you are involved in day-to-day business, fully influencing operational decisions in everyday business. And at the beginning of my story, when I said that we switched to the decentralized group of business, we actually thought that we switched from hands-on manager to the hands-off owner, but the reality wasn't like that. And we actually are moving more between the rest four of the parenting strategies, which are financial sponsor, family builder, strategic guide, and a functional leader. So how did we choose one that is best, one parenting strategy that is best for us? We had to consider three main factors in order to set the level of parenting involvement in business, actually in businesses, because we have many of them. And the first factor is our portfolio strategy. So we had to define which businesses are entering our portfolio and why. And if you set your portfolio with a large number with businesses with, that are not that complementary to each other, you should probably choose a strategy that is more like hands-off manager, because you don't want to be involved as much in the business, because maybe you don't have every capability, every knowledge in every industry your businesses are. Then and vice versa, of course. Second factor that defines your level of interference within business is actually parenting needs and chance of the business itself. So with that factor, we had to screen every business we had in order to find out what are their needs are and how we can satisfy those needs. So that is the actually third factor. What are the corporate capabilities that we already have, and how we can use them to satisfy the need of our businesses. Having this in mind, we actually found out that we cannot choose only one parenting strategy, because as I said before, we have dozen businesses in 3 different business models. Businesses are in a different growing phase, so if we choose only one, we will end up as before, slowing their growth. So we actually choose a range of parenting strategies. And in our case, if a new business enters our portfolio, it usually starts with the functional leader. In functional leader, we still provide them significant financial advantage. We are here to help them setting the strategic direction. Usually they use all our corporate function and resources. They don't have to, but usually they do. And we want them to feel the most of the synergy, because we set our portfolio to be not homogenic, but complementary to each other, to the businesses to be complementary to each other within the portfolio. And we don't want to be operationally involved almost at all. As they grow, they should switch to the family builder. Why family builder? Because we usually still are here to support them financially. We want to monitor the strategic direction in which they are going, but we don't want to, and to maybe correct them if they are off the path. And they can still use our corporate functions and resources. And the most important thing for us is that they can feel the synergy within the businesses, because we have knowledge within our portfolio and we want them to share that knowledge and to use that knowledge in everyday business. And that's why we don't choose financial sponsor or hands-off owner as our parenting strategy at all, because of that synergy. Next step after choosing the best parenting strategy for us was to set the transitional plan that can require maybe changing some corporate policies, corporate procedures, processes, learning new skills, abilities to support your business in the best way. And in our case, actually, it's a bit restructuring of HQ because we had to redesign HQ to gain some tools and processes so we can support further growth of our companies. And at the end, we chose a matrix structure. Why we chose matrix structure? On a horizontal line, we still have each business. And the business manager is fully responsible for all business decisions. So in that way, we allow them to be flexible and agile and to go deeper within the industry they are in. And with the horizontal lines, those functional directors are here to support them, to consult them, and to help them make even better decisions. And special task for those functional directors are to make that synergy going and to exchange knowledge within each function that we have. Where are we now? Still building this matrix and filling the blanks that we didn't have before we started with the restructuring, and maybe in, I don't know, next ICMR or the other one, I can update you with the results. But even now, a year after we implemented or started with the implementation, business directors can feel the change and the growth that we are providing them. At the end, to sum everything up, and for those of you that are maybe in a similar situation that we were, start with why. Define why are you in the business. Design or redesign your corporate mission and vision. After that, set your strategy, corporate and business strategy, of course, for each business, because that is equally important. Next, if you need, design supporting organization to allow you to grow even further, and the end, be as good parent as you can be. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, let's take a couple of questions, and we don't have the mic, so let's shout out so people can hear.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
We have
it.
So thanks for the presentation. Thanks
Welcome.
for teaching us a new word. I mean, I know my fair share about parenting. I have heard about pet parenting, but business parenting is new for me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
My question.
And you said my name correctly, so.
Yes. yes. Yeah. It was about time after three ICMAs. So my question comes from the concern of the people in the companies that you restructured.
Okay.
What was the impact of your plan on their morale, on their motivation? How did you sell this new idea to them, and what was the effect on this?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Well, actually, we explain how they will do their job better, because even before they, in a day-to-day job, they were in a way lost because they didn't know how to cooperate with the people within the businesses, and they didn't know if we have to impose some strict rules, or should we allow them to do whatever they want and stuff like that. So this restructuring actually, everyone wins, because now we know what are decisions that are made by the HQ and what are those that are made by each business. So, yeah.
And how, thanks, and how about the future, the new recruits? Because you also had the HR as a separate business unit. Did anything change in your recruitment policy, in your vision about who you want to bring on board?
No, nothing has changed, because HR was before a central function, and we have HR business partners that are dealing with each business unit. So that doesn't change. Yeah, our corporate culture and values didn't change. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. I also have a walking question.
Okay.
Is it more hiring needs with the full matrix structure, because you have, like, in each business you have all kind of functions somehow present?
Well, so far no, because we are still flexible with all those, because if the business is small, they don't need to have all of those. That's why we have the HQ with all the capabilities that can provide support for the small business that doesn't have maybe some function.
More like as needed.
Yeah.
How do you measure that you are a good partner for the businesses?
Yeah, we have a yearly survey for start, and we will see in the future how we will measure that.